In this one you will see how I set my dial.
If you wanna move, I got you. No more stand around like a statue. LED lights, red, green, blue, looking like a disco ball when I come through.
Jump, dance, move, bounce, jump, dance, jump up when you hear that sound.
I haven't been able to post anything lately as the last 2 weeks were really busy for me. The first weekend I spent around Nordschleife with the 50th edition of the 24 hours Nürburgring race, meeting some friends and watching those monsters up close all around the track. What a sick experience. And once I come back full of excitement, I decide to redone the dash of the rig as there was some things I wasn't really happy with.
If you wanna vibe, I'm down, hands up all night when you hear that sound.
Let's jump in the cockpit and start from the left. For those who are first time here and are not familiar with the rig, I will start with the gauge. Simple, removable construction made of PVC tubes painted with white matte color and on top aluminum frame dressed with tin belts. Next part is the box from SimRacing for You, which I modified to fit the Stream Deck Mini inside. It was a bit complicated as I had to redone the buttons layout to make space for the deck and lots of cutting, sticking, gluing and soldering take place, but the end result worth the headache. Plus, I add those 2 extra buttons for future use, drilled 2 holes on the side of the case and attached to the frame of the rig. On the right side, on top is the Race Logic replica, which uses SimHub, and I can choose any screen available from the program or even build my own. Another aluminum frame with nets on top, and then the second SimRacing for You button box with this beautiful Let's Start button. On bottom of that is the normal Stream Deck, which have 10 buttons but was somehow too much for my like, so I cut piece of cardboard, dressed it with Alcantara and fit 3 normal buttons on top so I can still control the deck. On the right of that is the big brother SimRacing for You box, which I can turn on or off the backlight for day or night races. On top, 5.5-inch HDMI AMOLED display, which is fit in simple self-made cardboard case dressed in Alcantara with subtle inclination toward me. Z1 program for this one, and I can use up to 9 different screens for each car. On bottom is the cooling tube, which was previously on the left, dial-up motor at the other end, blows strong stream of air, and I have this switch strategically set close to my elbow so I can just hit it in the middle of the race without removing my hands from the wheel. The Simucube kill switch, also easy to hit if needed, as I often use high torques, and 2 of my favorite shifters, one from Simagic and one from SG. On the passenger feet place are 3 pieces of those metal frames, and on top the firework bottle, just to give little more 3D dimensional feeling. The Simagic pedals underneath, 3 32-inch iiyama monitors, and I am sitting in the Sabelt GT pad bucket. Now, let me expose the picture and explain you what are my choices of placement for each part to achieve that immersive 3D kind of feeling. First, most of the race cars' dashboards are covered in Alcantara for a reason. It is all about the glare. The glare from the sun of those shiny surfaces can really blind the driver vision. To make that transition from the screen to my rig as smooth as possible, I dressed almost everything in the same material. The button boxes, the top of my wheelbase, and even the bottom frame of the monitors are covered with Alcantara. And for the empty spaces, I just cut different shapes of cardboard and dressed them as well. The next important thing is I overlap some parts with the monitor's picture. The gauge with the net on the left, the top of the button box, those switches here, the race logic, the safety net on the right, and part of the display are overlapped with the picture. That really creates visual illusion, not just for the camera I'm shooting with, but also for my brain. Recently I invited a friend to test with me the 3 Simucube models, and after an hour of driving he jumped in open wheel car and realized that the race logic is actually real, not from the sim. The next important part is the physical light. I have above my rig big source of soft light which I can control the intensity and the temperature. Some use the Philips Hue lights, which are great options. Will from Boosted Media have great video about that, but I just use studio light and UV light for the night races. Most frequent question is how I attach all those parts, and unfortunately I don't have clear answer as I have improvised for every part. But if you have aluminum frame rig, you can just buy extra pieces and add to your frame in position you need. Just improvise and have fun with your unique setup. Basically, the most important part of the work will be overlapping some parts of the physical rig with the monitors, use some Alcantara to kill the glare, and use proper light to make that smooth transition. That being said, I hope I gave you some fun ideas for your cave, so take your tools and have fun with your next project.